Well then, I'll go home to my parents' house.
That's right. Don't ever come back here. If you're just going to leave, then why don't you just sign these divorce papers?
Saying that, my husband, Hunter, took out the divorce papers from the drawers which he had prepared behind my back. I picked them up and signed my part. And then I went back to my parents' house and told my mother what had happened. Then, a few days later, my husband suddenly came to my parents' house.
Hey, what the hell is going on here? Why did I get fired from my company?
Well, it's all your fault. You deserve what you got. My name is Carolyn. I am 30 years old and I work in a company. I am now married for 2 years to my husband, Hunter. Things were going reasonably well at first, but we gradually began to grow apart and we started to have arguments more and more. We first met at a blind date, which was held through a friend of mine. That is when I first met Hunter, who was the same age as me. He kept on talking to me, and gradually we started to meet up more frequently on our own. Then we began to officially go out, and we ended up getting married. I was 28 at the time, and I was worried and being impatient about getting married. I think one of the reasons I was worried and impatient was that many people around me had already been married for several years now, and some even had children. I tried not to tell Hunter that I really wanted to get married as soon as possible, so as not to put any weird pressure on him. So I was really happy when he proposed to me on his own. And there is another reason why I was happy when Hunter had proposed to me and when it was decided that we were getting married. It was because I got to reassure my mother with the news that I was getting married to Hunter. My mother raised me as a single mother, all on her own. My father had passed away of illness when I was still very young. So after that, my mother worked very hard to support me and take care of me. And it was all because of my mother I was able to go to a good college and become an adult properly. I wanted to show my mother how happy I was after I got married, to reassure her. When I informed my mother that I was getting married to Hunter, she was very happy. "Oh, you're finally getting married, huh, Carolyn? I'm really happy for you, sweetie. Oh, I wonder what I should wear for the wedding." Seeing my mother that happy made me happy too. Then, after meeting up with the parents and greeting them and meeting each other's families, the wedding ceremony was held without any issues. Seeing my mother cry when she saw me in my wedding dress, I cried too. "Oh, Carolyn, you're so beautiful." "Thank you so much, Mom. From now on, please have a happy married life with Hunter." "I will, for sure, Mom." After that, Hunter and I went on our honeymoon, and we began our life as husband and wife. We had a lot of fun and really enjoyed our times during our honeymoon and the early stages of our newlywed life. My husband and I both worked, but I think we did well sharing the house chores that we were both capable of. When I informed to my mother that we were happily married, she was very happy for both of us. "I am so glad that you have found your happiness, honey." "Well, next, it's your turn, Mom." "What?" No way, no way. Getting married is not for me." "But you're going out with somebody at the moment, right?
Yes, but I'm already at this age, you know.
What are you talking about? You're still very young, you know. My mother was 52 at the time, and it's only really normal for her to get remarried. I mean, age has nothing to do with love or marriage. Maybe the person who you're with is already thinking about marrying you, Mom.
Oh, well, we'll see about that, honey.
Or are you playing with him, Mom?
Oh, don't say that, honey.
I know that's not true. I had found my happiness, so I wanted my mother to have a second life and be happy too. But before I could worry about my mother, something happened with Hunter and I. And it was all triggered by a trivial thing. Huh? You haven't done the laundry yet?
What? It's not my turn to do it today, right?
No, today is your turn, honey.
Huh? No way! It's not my turn.
Like this, we argued and had a fight for the first time since we got married. Look, see? I even have it written down here. I had written down my share of the house chores on my calendar, and that day was the day my husband was in charge of doing the laundry. When I showed him what I had written down, he turned really red and got angry again.
Shut up. That's not even really reliable.
What?
In any case, I won't be doing it, all right?
No way. Since Hunter refused to do the laundry like that, I had no choice but to do the laundry. But I was surprised by my husband's irrational temper. I had never seen my husband lose his temper like this when we were dating or even after we got married. Could it be that my husband's true nature was like this? That's what I began to think. After that, my husband stopped doing his share of the housework. Hey, I'm having a hard time because I'm the only one who has to do all these house chores.
Huh? Well, it's none of my business, and I couldn't care less. Normally, the wife should be doing the house chores, you know? I mean, you should be thankful that I've been helping out around the house until now.
I was so shocked by the huge change in my husband's terrible attitude. At that time, I considered divorcing him. But then, I had found out that I was pregnant in the midst of all this chaos. I was a little nervous about leaving Hunter at the time, as I was pregnant, and we were having a baby. And besides, I thought my husband might change his attitude if we had a baby. And plus, we had only been married for about 6 months or so at that time. And I thought my mother would be really sad if I divorced so quickly. For these and many other reasons, I decided not to divorce Hunter. When I told my husband that I was pregnant, he was very happy.
So, I'm going to be a father, huh? Then I have to do my best and work hard, definitely, huh?
I was so happy to hear Hunter say these things. Since then, my husband has been taking care of my health and has taken the initiative in doing the house chores frequently.
Carolyn, are you okay? If there's anything, please just let me know.
Yeah, thank you so much. Apparently, the birth of our baby brought Hunter back to himself, being really kind again. And I finally gave birth to our baby without any issues. A cute little girl was born.
Oh, wow. She looks just like an angel.
She looks
exactly like me. And she's so beautiful.
My husband was very happy about our daughter, and I thought we would be a really nice family together. But the reality doesn't always go the way you want it to be. Since this was my first time having a baby, I was just so busy in taking care of my daughter. She cried a lot at night, moved around a lot, and it was really hard to keep up with the house chores. But unfortunately, my husband did not appreciate what I did around the house at all. Hunter only cared for our daughter when he was in a good mood and gave the baby to me when she started to cry. He would then complain,
"Are you sure you're doing your house chores properly?"
to me. As you can imagine, I couldn't just sit back and take in everything Hunter was saying to me. Taking care of the baby is a lot difficult than you think, you know. And you have no idea how difficult it is to do these house chores on top of taking care of the baby, do you? You haven't helped me much with the house chores at all since our daughter was born.
That's because you're at home on maternity leave, so doing the house chores is your job, right? Besides, I'm out working, you know.
What? Then what are you going to do when I go back to work? My conditions and yours are the same, you know.
Shut the hell up. You're going to put our daughter into daycare, so nothing would change. Once you're done with your job and you're back at home, you're the one who's supposed to do all the house chores around the house.
Saying that, Hunter went off to his room. I was deeply disappointed in my husband. He was such a selfish person. Maybe Hunter would not change even after our daughter was born. I thought of divorce, but I couldn't really do it because I hadn't been able to return to work yet. And I also didn't want my mother to worry about me. After that, Hunter and I became increasingly distant, and we stopped talking with each other. My husband started coming home late at night and felt as if he didn't want to go back home. And he started going out alone on weekends. But for my part, I am grateful that Hunter did that. Seeing my husband's face made me so angry and irritated, and I was happy to be alone with my daughter and be able to interact with her in a relaxed manner. So, I preferred not to have him around at all. Time passed by, and 2 years passed since we got married. My daughter is now 1 year old and growing little by little every day. My maternity leave will be over soon, and I plan to return to work. But then, something unexpected happened. My husband was having an affair behind my back. I was driving to dinner with my mother and my daughter around the town. Then I saw my husband in the street, arm in arm, with a woman I didn't know. I was really surprised to see him that way, but strangely, I wasn't in a shock. In fact, I thought it might be a good opportunity for me. I then requested an investigation by a professional investigator. It turned out that my husband had been having an affair behind my back. I immediately questioned my husband about what I had found out. Hey, what is the meaning of this? When I showed him the evidence of the affair, he became upset for a moment, but then became defiant.
"Oh, so you caught me. Well, it's what it is, you know. I'm dating this cute girl."
You've got to be kidding me. You have a daughter too, remember? You really think that you can get away with this?
Well, it doesn't matter much anymore. We were already growing apart, and our relationship was broken off anyways. Right?
I can't believe that you're even acting this way. I thought Hunter would at least apologize to me, but he didn't even try to do that. At this point, my feelings I had for my husband were completely gone. Well then, I'll go home to my parents' house. I never want to be in the same space as Hunter anymore. When I said that to my husband, he shrugged his shoulders.
That's right. Don't ever come back here. If you're just going to leave, then why don't you just sign these divorce papers?
Saying that, my husband Hunter took out the divorce papers from the drawers which he had prepared behind my back. He really is a terrible man. I picked them up and signed my part. I packed my things and left the house with my daughter. Before arriving at my parents' house, I went to the town hall and submitted the divorce papers. Then, when I returned to my parents' house, I told my mother what had happened. My mother was surprised at what she heard, but she told me that it was the right thing to do for me to leave my husband because continuing such a married life would only lead to unhappiness. I then went to my lawyer and filed a claim for alimony against my husband and his mistress. Of course, I also demanded child support from my husband. My husband paid the alimony immediately, but the child support was too much for him to pay all at once, so I asked him to pay it in installments. But my revenge did not end there. With the help of a certain person, I had my husband punished. A few days later, my husband suddenly came to my parents' house.
Hey, what the hell is going on here?
What? Why did you come here all of a sudden?
Why did I get fired from my company? You did something, didn't you?
Oh, you're talking about that, huh? It's all your fault. You deserve what you got. You were just punished for having an affair.
No, wait a minute. You can't just fire someone for having an affair.
Well, that may be true. But I heard that you were having an affair with your colleague, who is way younger than you, and you were both doing all kinds of naughty things in the company, weren't you? You may think that you wouldn't be seen by people, but you can't definitely escape from the security cameras. You were clearly caught on video, committing indecent acts in public, and I also found out that you were sneaking out of the office and skipping work to do those things, which is why you were fired.
How come you have the access to these security camera footages? And why do you, who has nothing to do with the company, have the authority to fire me?
It wasn't me who fired you. It was the president of your company. And he is my mother's second husband, who also became my stepfather.
What?
My mother was a very beautiful woman, and, she made her living by working at a pub all through my childhood. She still worked at that pub, and that's where she first met my stepfather a few years ago. They began to go out, and they were in a relationship for a while, and now they just recently got married. After finding out about your affair, my mother told my stepfather about what was happening with you and I. And my stepfather had looked into who you were,
No way.
My stepfather said that he doesn't want someone who doesn't do his job and steals the money while doing naughty, terrible things at the company. It was then Hunter finally realized his situation and began to cry.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. If I lose my job here, I'm gonna have a hard time making ends meet all at once. I won't even be able to pay my rent. I'll apologize. So can you please get back with me?
Hunter pleaded to me on his knees. But I knew that he didn't mean what he said. Actually, I believe that Hunter was acting that way because he found out that his ex-company's president was now my stepfather. And knowing that we're wealthy now, he's trying to get back so that he'd have a rich life with me. But I no longer have any feelings for my ex-husband. It is impossible for me to get back together with you, Hunter. I will never see you again, and you will pay me the child support for my daughter. And that's all I have to say. Now leave before I call the police." As I said this, my ex-husband left in a hurry. After that, my ex-husband was dumped by his mistress, and now he is jobless, alone and lonely, trying to pay for the child support. Meanwhile, I have returned to work, moved to an apartment near my office, and I am now living happily with my daughter. I will continue to work hard for her and watch her grow up. I was surprised that Carolyn's mom remarried to the president of her ex-husband's company. But I'm glad that the stepfather helped Carolyn to punish her crappy husband. I hope Carolyn continues to have a happy and joyful life with her daughter. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in our next video.